All right, today we are diving into something that has fascinated and, let's be honest, kind of freaked people out for years. The cryptic cover of The Economist's The World Ahead issue. These things have a wild reputation, and this time we're decoding their vision for 2026. So let's get right into it. It's a pretty bold question, isn't it? Can a magazine actually predict the future? But here's the thing about The Economist. They have a history of making these predictions that end up being just uncannily accurate. So you have to wonder, are they just brilliant analysts, or is there something else going on here? So to understand their predictions, you've got to understand who's behind the magazine. The Economist is not something you just grab at the checkout counter. No, its readers are the world's elite. We're talking presidents, CEOs, billionaires. It's partly owned by the Rothschild family, and its editor-in-chief, a regular at the ultra-secretive Bilderberg meetings. You know, where the most powerful people on Earth get together behind closed doors. So this isn't just journalism. It's a message coming from inside the house. And if you're wondering why people take this so seriously, just look at their track record. Think about this. Back at the end of 2016, their cover for 2017 was a set of tarot cards. One of them, kind of weirdly, showed people protesting in yellow jackets. At the time, nobody knew what that meant. But then, fast forward 2 years, and boom. The Yellow Vests movement explodes in France, the biggest civil unrest the country had seen in 50 years. A coincidence or something else? This is exactly why we need to pay attention to their 2026 cover. Okay, so now for the main event. This is the cover of The World Ahead 2026, which came out in November 2025. And as you can see, it is a dense, chaotic, and frankly, a pretty unsettling image. Let's try to make some sense of it. So, at first glance, it's just a storm of symbols, right? You've got missiles, tanks, warships all over the place. The sky is swarming with drones and satellites. You see syringes and pills pointing to something medical. There are robots and AI everywhere. And then, smack in the middle of it all, a birthday cake with the number 250 on it, right next to a pair of handcuffs. It's a massive puzzle. So let's start putting the pieces together. Let's start with the most obvious symbol, the one sitting right in the center of all this chaos, that American birthday cake. It seems simple enough, but as with everything on this cover, there's a much deeper meaning hiding in plain sight. Okay, so this cake has two very different interpretations. The official one, it's for America's 250th birthday on July 4th, 2026. The magazine says it shows how divided the nation is. But what about those handcuffed hands right next to it? The hidden meaning suggests that any kind of popular resistance or protest is going to be crushed. And here's where it gets really strange. 1776 wasn't just the year America was founded. It was also the year the Bavarian Illuminati was founded. You know, the secret society at the heart of so many conspiracy theories. So 2026 is their 250th anniversary too. All right, from a symbol of political control, let's move to another theme that's all over this cover, technological control, and what looks like the complete end of personal privacy. I mean, just look at this thing. It is absolutely plastered with surveillance tech. You've got drones and satellites everywhere you look. You can even spot Spot, that creepy robot dog from Boston Dynamics the police and military are already starting to use. The message here could not be clearer. In the world of 2026, there is no place to hide. So what does all this tech actually mean? Well, the source material suggests this is the year personal privacy officially dies. But it's about more than just spying. It's about your job. Automation, symbolized by that robot dog, isn't just for watching people. It's coming for low-paid jobs first. And all those satellites? They point to a new space race, a military competition between the US, Russia, and China heating up. It's a future where every move is monitored and a lot of human work is replaced. Okay, so we've got surveillance and automation. And now, let's turn to the symbols of war and conflict that are scattered all across this cover. Officially, The Economist isn't predicting a massive World War III. They see the conflicts we already have in places like Ukraine and Sudan, continuing, with tensions rising between the big powers. But look closer at the hidden symbols. See that pirate ship heading right for the American birthday cake? That suggests sabotage. Not from an old enemy, but maybe from a trusted partner. It points to a world of constant, simmering conflict, hybrid wars, cyber attacks, proxy battles. A world where there's no real peace, just a different, quieter kind of war. All of this chaos and control naturally leads to a really big question. Who is actually pulling the strings? And there's a very mysterious figure on this cover that might just give us a clue. So on the edge of the cover, there's a footballer. Now, the simple explanation is that this represents the 2026 World Cup. But look at the most crucial detail. The footballer is standing outside the world, getting ready to kick it. He is not a part of the chaos. He's an actor, about to influence the entire system. You know, this brings to mind that famous line from Shakespeare, all the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. So if we're all just the actors on the stage, this footballer, well, he represents someone else entirely. He's the one who controls the stage itself. So who are these game masters? Well, the interpretation points right back to the magazine's own circles, the global elites who operate outside the normal rules. We're talking about secret societies, the people who attend those Bilderberg meetings, powerful families like the Rothschilds, who, remember, have a stake in this very magazine. The idea is they aren't in the game with the rest of us. They're the ones setting the rules. And finally, let's look at what might be the single most alarming symbol on the entire cover, the economic forecast, because it looks like your money is at risk. Right there on the cover is a graph, and it shows a red line just crashing down to a historic low, with little coins scattered around it. This suggests a total collapse in the value of money. This isn't just a market correction. This is a bright red warning of a massive financial crisis. So, how does something like this happen? Well, the source describes a chain reaction, like dominoes falling. First, global debt, which is already at insane levels, just becomes completely unmanageable. That causes people to lose all trust in the financial system. And when that trust shatters, the bond markets crash. And a bond market crash, that puts your personal savings, your pension, your entire financial future in serious danger.
So, what does this all add up to? When you put all these chaotic, disturbing puzzle pieces together, what's the ultimate message?
The picture that emerges of 2026 isn't just a random collapse. It's presented more like a deliberate recalibration of the entire world order. It's a year where total surveillance becomes normal and privacy is dead, where we have constant hybrid and economic war instead of open conflict, where AI and automation hit a point of no return, and where a massive bond market crash could be looming. And the most important part, none of these things are separate. They're all interconnected, designed to trigger one another in a cascade of crises.
Which leaves us with the one final, really unsettling question. When you consider who owns this magazine, who reads it, and their incredible track record, are they just predicting what's going to happen, or are they showing us what's already been planned? What do you think?